way. That's in the morning.
I was just watching the episode of the Super
With that?
the Super Bike.
That's right.
The one where the guy on the motorcycle doing stunts on the road.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I was like.
No, I've been watching that.
Who was the guy that put the Volkswagen engine in his motorcycle years ago? Yeah, the American Pickers found that. He took a VW for the cycle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, actually, they found it, the Pickers found it.
Yeah. I haven't watched the pictures in like
I watched.
5
I
years.
forget, this guy's famous white. He put out a lot of things in order.
But I thank you for
It's
looking
like
at
on this
it.
show.
I appreciate
Our
it.
ex-mayor of New England, he goes, he shows up at my house one day, he's got all his house.
Yes.
Next door, he he's like, you wanna take this for a ride?
I think
So, why?
it's fine.
Like, doing this.
Yeah, I would.
I'm like, just wanna die.
You needed
Yeah,
something.
I was like, why would you do that?
That's what
I made her.
That's what Christine said. He's stuff. He's stuff.
I call the meeting to order with a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Any report of any executive sessions?
Yes, as per section 8-8-1 of the Sunshine Act, an executive session was held on Wednesday, April 10, 2024, at 2:30 PM to discuss personnel matters regarding specific individuals.
And I just want to, before the public comment, I just want to commend the first responders with the fire in Minersville, with 6 or 7 homes, and the civilian that helped save somebody and the 2 firemen that did it. You know, the first responders need to be commended all the time for what they do. So just want to take a moment and say that. And then because it's gonna be a little bit of a longer session, people from the rest of the county, I know they wanna talk about DEP. We did have a meeting with DEP, it was a productive, I think it was a productive meeting. We brought up all the issues that we brought up about, I asked specifically, they asked about radiation detectors, if radiation detectors were in place, they said yes, they are. So that was one of the questions, I brought up about the hall, we brought up about the loose loads and all that stuff. Basically, what they said is they're gonna start looking into everything. They took our information about trying to get somebody from the county certified to do a report and report to DEP, in one step. So they said they take that back to their legal team. We'll see about doing that. I brought up, one of my ideas that we brought up to them was reducing the tonnage. Because we told them the door system isn't doing what it's supposed to be doing in any way, shape, or form. So we're waiting for responses from them on this idea of somebody from the county being able to do reports that it'll hold up, like our report can be used to build a case, so that's one of the things we're looking at. And just the only thing I can tell you is keep complaining and calling every single day. Call every time there's a smell, and get everybody you can to call. And I noticed in your petition, you had Big Lots and Amazon, I think mostly Big Lots. Go to Amazon and Big Lots and get them to start complaining.
There's a petition here right now, so
Okay,
we need to get it back yet, so.
okay, so you gotta get them complaining too. And that would really help a lot. So we're gonna keep pursuing this. The next thing is I wanna do surprise site visits, and before you leave, when you give me your number, and I'll leave when I'm coming up. I'll let you know, but I'm not gonna let them know until I'm ready to drive down the driveway. Okay, so it's not, I know you just wanna hear that it's stopped, but we're trying to do all we can. It's not that Harrisburg to change the laws, but we're trying to put as much pressure as we can on them. And both the commissioners can agree, I think it was a very productive meeting. I don't know.
There was, 7 different people there from DEP, I mean, the whole staff was there, the head of the Wilkes-Barre office, government office and representative, there was the clean air people. And what I didn't realize was, I guess voluntarily, not so all, but under suggestion, his core system was a $10 million investment. And not only is DEP a little disappointed, so are the people that run NSP that's not doing what it's supposed to do, so. And they have engineers from the company that's installed up there trying to figure out what's going on, so. And, you say, so, once again, I think personally, this probably should have been done sooner than later. But obviously, like I say, the whole staff of DEP, came down and talked to us, and they said that, keep calling us, keep informing us. And we didn't talk about the idea, right now, a conservation district, if there's a water problem or a soil or a sediment problem, the conservators can go out, look at the complaint, and then it gets sent to DEP for enforcement. That's what I was saying about, we're exploring the idea that whether it be conservation district or maybe our solid waste department, somebody be trained to be able to be certified to be able to go out. Because when a complaint goes in to Wilkes-Barre, by the time you found her, it's time to smell the blood. If we're 10 minutes away, we get out there and try to track this down and figure out where that's actually coming from. So I think that's a big step in the right direction, having someone either to our district or to our solid waste department be a certified technician to be able to do a site inspection, not enforcement, not hand out fine, but that would be data for them to be able to use to try and pinpoint what's going on. So, Gary?
And just one other message, and we said that during the meeting a number of times, saying the way things are right now is not acceptable. You gotta make sure that there's change into this process, because people can't continue living the way they are. We not only said it once, we said it a number of times, and I think they were pretty well understanding in that. And I have to agree, that's one message he said, just continue to call, out there to do it. And again, they're gonna follow up on some things that we brought to their attention and to see what they can do to the thing. But that's the message, and what both commissioners have said, definitely we delivered that. And also, with the state senator was representative there, also Joanne Stair was there, and also some from the governor's office. So they got the attention all the way up to the governor. So they know that message, so.
They did volunteer to come back and talk to us, and, at some point this summer and see how things are going. They volunteered to come back and make a follow-up visit, so.
What about meeting with the residents in the community?
And, we talked about trying to set something like that up, so it's in the planning stage. But I wanna do it, if we do it anywhere, I wanna do it out the west end of the county.
Yeah, up there.
You know what I mean? I wanna do it out there. So we're trying to do all we can. I will keep, I told Commissioner Dyer, I'm gonna push for minutes.
What did they say about reducing the tonnage?
They said, well, their permits for what it's permitted, the gore system was supposed to function properly, and that's how they can be raised back to whatever 350 ton a day. I said, well, when you were at 250, there was hardly any complaints. I said, so I suggested back it down to 250, gradually increase it like a month, go 25 ton more, and if you get a smell, then you know that to be below. This gore system, I read up on it, I had all the paperwork they gave me, it was supposed to do all this stuff. I think it's a glorified blanket for it. I just don't know it's not doing anything, so I don't know what the answer is for the gore system. It's, I don't have all the technical information on it, but it was sold that this was gonna be the save-all, and obviously it's not, and that's what we told the DEP, and I told them numerous times, I said, you keep saying a common theme, tonnage. I said, that's the common thing I keep hearing, is tonnage. So I said, we gotta look into that, so they're gonna talk to them to see if they will try to work with them to experiment to decrease tonnage for a little bit and see if that has something to do with it. Now, they can say no, NSP can say no, our permits this, and that's it. I did bring up your concerns about property values. I told them, I said, I won't wanna live out there, and I said, on a used one. And I told them, I said, you have, your house is your investment, sometimes it's people's retirement. And I said, when this affects their property values, now they have economic harm. I said, so, I said, it's a serious matter.
That's no quality of life. You can't even be outside.
And I said that to them, I said, you can't have a picnic, you can't have friends over, you can't, be on your back porch, can't use your pool. I said, kids are getting sick going to the bus stops. Every issue that you or Shirley or Tammy or anybody has presented, and Melinda, when she met with me, she asked about the radiation detection and her thing. I brought them up. Everything that he's asked, I brought up. I had it all written down. I went down point by point, and said, these are the complaints we have. And they said, they're not gonna go anywhere. And I said, the county is going to stay advocating for people west side of the county.
The only other issue we did talk about was smell, and I said that there are no devices that can accurately fingerprint a smell. And so the best way is to have a technician, either from a local technician or DEP, be there when it takes place. So that they said there's a whole bunch of equipment that's been tested, they spent millions of dollars trying to, but there's no way to fingerprint a smell with a machine. And that's the problem. I mean, Mr. Benner, his township folks are concerned about the smell, but it's not generated in his township. So how do you tackle the problem? It's not generated in your own backyard. That one part I got out of the whole deal is that the smell it's a human sensation. There are no machines available to be able to say this smell is okay, this one isn't. So
Like a fingerprint.
Yeah.
That's how they explain it. There's no machine that says, it detects it, this is the fingerprint, and they can trace it back to a plant and say, okay, this chemical makeup matches this chemical makeup. So, and like I said, so just keep complaining, and we're going to keep complaining. Bring your concerns to us, because like I told DEP this, I told him in the meeting, they have to be a good neighbor. So that's where we start. I said they have to be a good neighbor. So we're gonna keep the pressure. I know it's not what you want to hear completely, but we're gonna try. And we're gonna keep trying. And I promise that. I'm not.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Anybody else on it?
No, I think-
thank you for pretty well, Larry.
Okay, public comment? Okay, you gave your seat up.
I was already standing, so I figured I'd go first. Jeff Donkel, Palo Alto. Like you said, Telecommunicators Week, it's good to see those guys here. They do a good job, especially with them miners off fire, if anybody listens. Another 20 plus overtime shifts down there this week. I think that's been every week for the last several months. It's a shame that they have to keep working like that. Also, it's Volunteer Firefighters Week in Pennsylvania, so there's quite a few in here today. Hats off to those guys. Like Larry said, hopefully you get those guys in here and the resident over there that helped in Minersville. Moving on, I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Anthony Kern, the HR director. He's one of my newest Facebook followers on my page. He's been liking some stuff, and I guess he got reprimanded. He has to unlike it. Better watch, because Mr. Bender will suspend you without pay. Speaking of that, it was about the tax claim office and the complete shit show that place is. So the tax sale debacle, there has not been one successful tax sale since this leadership took over. In fact, it's been outsourced to elite services, and it's still unsuccessful. Usually I go to a lot of them. Usually there's 200 to 300 of them listed in each sale. Most of you guys know that. This time there was 87 listed. So people go in and they register, and it used to be $5 to register. They upped it to $50 to make more money. I guess to pay a lead. So after these people pay the $50 and they register, now they dropped it down to 28 sales that might go to sale. So you normally have 300. They only start with 87. Now they drop down to 28. The rest are bumped to August. Are those people going to get a refund for the $50? Are they going to get an extension for another sale? That's what people are asking me. They're pissed off that they paid this money and it's another disaster. Private sales in that office. There was a moratorium on. Now all of a sudden there's 96 listed today. So from what I found out from one of the bidders, he had money tied up just shy of 1 year. I think it's a week or two shy of 1 year. There's been a total of $577,000 from these poor bidders right here that have been tied up in the county for almost a year, up to a year. And you guys are saying there's no issues in that office.
Jeff, just quick.
Go ahead. Stop my time.
No, it's okay. I'll follow you. You said a time extension to what sale?
Well, the sale that they're registered for is $50. It's next week or the week after.
Okay,
They're bumping everything to August.
okay.
So
Okay.
these people, I think, deserve, if they're paying the $50 and they wanted that property,
Okay.
they should be able to be extended. Also, some of those properties on the tax sale that you guys are going to vote on today, you just might want to double check, because there's at least 2 municipalities that said they did not receive notification that these sales were going on. And a lot of them have a minimum bid of $10,000 or $12,500. There's no paperwork in the files, and there's nothing on here with the minimum bids. So I would ask you to table that until you make sure they're 100% right, because we know the office is in shambles. Is there any update on Mr. Hatter's investigation? I know you're going to say no or just ignore it. Is he still being paid to work from home? He was recently on a casino trip with another previous county official that had some sexual harassment complaints. So I guess birds of a feather flock together. I'm just going to go on one more thing. The settlement that's been reported about, the $1.7 million just for one of the Jane Does. My question is, there is a $5 million cap on this set of claims for the first 4. I guess Jane Doe 5 is a whole nother $5 million allotment. What do you guys have planned as commissioners? Because that $5 million will be exhausted. What do you guys have planned for that? Since none of you guys are listed individually, where's that money going to come from? Just coming out of the general fund when it exceeds 5 million? I think the taxpayers deserve to know that, because they're going to be on the hook for a lot of it. Thank you.
Any other public comment? And Jeff, there is help coming to the office.
He said that here.
The suspension is ended. So you know.
So that's official.
George Stankovic. Good morning. George Stankovic, Palo Alto. I'm going to start off first. I want to thank you, Larry. These people that live in the West End, I think they've been waiting for years now to get some type of information, some type of this county backing them. I said that's showing a little force, even though you can't really do anything. It's at least showing that not only the people complaining, but the county commissioners and other politicians should be jumping at this. And I'm talking about our senators and our congressmen. They should be jumping on this. This is people's lives. People's lives. I wouldn't want to live that way, and you certainly wouldn't want to live that way, and everybody here wouldn't want to live that way, except for the people that have to already. And I think it's just a nice thing. And I think the one I didn't hear, I came in a little late, the wildlife, they're being affected too. Let's not forget the wildlife, because if you have hunting grounds up there and people are killing these animals and they're getting poisoned from this stuff, it's going to end up in the people's bodies too. I think that should have been brought up. There's a lot of things going on. I'm still going to say now, when things are done, It's usually blame the bottom people first instead of the top people where the blame belongs, excuse me. Just like Ken Hatter, he is the top man, and look, he's in trouble. His assistant in trouble. And they got rid of people that were on the bottom that were taking care of these jobs. And they got rid of them. I just can't, you don't start from the bottom and work your way up to the top. You hit the top first. If that's the problem, that's who you hit first. And for people, citizens of this county have to worry about paying these fines out. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. I don't want to be affected by it, and I'm sure everybody here doesn't want to put 1 cent toward something like that. I mean, that is discrimination at the top of the list. At the top of the list. And people, senior citizens and veterans, I know I'm going to hear about, oh, they're not affected. They're affected too. They're human beings and they live in our county. Everybody's affected. We got to look at ourselves. Do we want to be treated that way? Do we want to live like that? It is nonsense. It's time for a change from our local government and from our state government and our federal government. They all worry about everybody else, but the people that are living in this area. It's time. It's time for a change now. And I think these three gentlemen can start the ball rolling. And if it has to affect the Argo and Twardzik and Casey and Fetterman, let's get them. Let's get them on the ball to get going here. Thank you.
I just want to clarify, George, no assistant or anybody's in trouble with tax claim. Tax assessment, sorry, tax assessment, you said right there.
No, I meant the tax office.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean
I didn't know about that one.
I looked at it, but I said, what did I do?
Yeah, I know.
Breaking news.
No, it's not. Any other public comment? Any other public comment? No? Okay. We have a proclamation for National Telecommunicators Week. Can I have a
I have a
motion?
motion that we designate April 14th to April 20th, 2024 as National Telecommunicators Week. We have Mark Cuddy here, Rich Hexamitis, and our director, Mr. Scott Prater here today. So, come on down. Go ahead, take over.
No, go ahead.
Second, you made a motion. let's
There's that
second.
Yeah.
How many questions?
Commissioner Fedora,
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington.
Yes.
And Commissioner Hess.
Yes.
Thank you. Are you coming down, Scott?
No,
Okay, well, we have a proclamation for you. It's vitally important. When I came down and toured your offices and what you do, when like Jeff brought up about the fire recently and the fires, how much you probably enrolled and all that stuff. So, whereas Schuylkill County enjoys the highest standard of emergency 911 dispatch service within the Commonwealth. That says it right there, that one line. Our team down there and our 911 center is top notch. We've invested into the future down there, and you just do a great job. I want to commend everybody. I don't know, Commissioner Harrington.
No, I think you said it all. Actually, last week I was driving out of Puerto Ristas and I saw what I thought was a fire called down on the non-hotline number to 1991. And the young lady said it was a controlled burn. So they're on top of it. They know what's going on. They're working with the game commission. I saw this area burning, was headed toward a farmer's field. And she said, no, she said this is a routine. And as I say that the knowing that these folks are there, they understand what's going on, they keep track of things, that's very reassuring to me. So thank you for all you do. So.
And just to add on to that, again, when you make that call to 911, one of these individuals and the many of the others that we have down there working are the ones that, and very professional, is to try to keep their calm and everything to make sure the assistant help needs to get there. And they work on that on a daily basis to make sure. So, and congratulations.
Appreciate that.
Thank you very much for what you do day in and day out.
Thanks so much.
If I may just add one thing, I happened to be working Sunday when the call came in for the miners, so it was hectic, but we got through it. I would also like to let you know that today is Mr. Examitis' 30th year of working in the county.
Congratulations, thank you.
No, just thank you for all your support and for acknowledging us on behalf of ourselves coming up here and our fellow coworkers. So we thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
So we'll get back to work now.
Go back to work.
Yeah, back to protect the county.
To Tally, that's good.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Thanks, Ian.
Remember where it is. Oh, another photo? You want to get a photo? Here, man. Get back out here. Scott, you want to come down and get a photo?
They're good. They're photogenic.
Over here. They are, but I don't know about us three. You can't suck it in anymore.
Thank you.
Why, yeah, I said it was, Kevin Mayhall, Public Works.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
I have three items on the agenda this morning. Number one is for the approval to a contract to Diversified Maintenance, RWS LLC, in the amount of $37,327.08 for May 1st, 2024 to April 30th, 2025, and $37,327.08 for May 1st, 2025 to April 30th, 2026 for the cleaning of Human Services Building on 410 North Center Street, Pottsville. Number two, approval for a contract with McClure Company, an improved co-star vendor of Wilkes-Barre, for $16,600 for the term April 26, 2024 to September 30th, 2024 for a bundle replacement and shell and tube heat exchanger at the courthouse. Number three is your approval to award the sale of as-is surplus vehicles as listed below. Gregory Carilla received a 2001 Dodge Durango for $552.03. Knapsinger got a 2011 Crown Victoria for $627. He got a 2008 Ford Expedition for $627. A 2008 Crown Victoria for $555, and a 2010 Ford sedan for $555. Carl Felty received a 1997 Ford F-250 for $1,100. Brett Patty received a 2008 Dodge Charger for $676.18. Brian Modine got a Ford Ranger XLT for $625. And Mr. Dunkel back here, which reminded me his name was spelled wrong. So he received a 2007 Dodge Durango for $850. A 2007 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 for $1,750, and a 2009 Grand Cherokee for $910.
Kevin, just a question on the cleaning for the human services.
Yes.
There was only one bidder.
There was only one bidder, yes, correct.
Thank you.
Southern alcohol, right? Or not.
Good morning. Requesting approval for the submission of a PCCD grant for the 24-25 Intermediate Punishment Treatment Program. This is a yearly grant that we apply for that supports both drug and alcohol program and probation in regards to the restricted probation plan that we submit. Also asking for approval for an addendum to the Culture to Culture fiscal year 23-24 contract for client transportation to include $10 per half hour of wait time for any transportation that is out of the county. And I'm going to do mental health, and I am going to ask for this, but we may have to withdraw it. I received information this morning that the grant may be bigger than what we were anticipating in regards to information they're asking for, but it hasn't been completely decided yet. But we are asking for approval at this point for the submission of a grant application to the Bureau of Justice Assistance Program, to BJA, for fiscal year 2024 for the Justice and Mental Health Collaboration Program. This is a 3-year grant to start mental health court in Schuylkill County. So we believe that there is another grant coming out that will be less intensive in information gathering, as that will be a state grant versus a federal grant. So we may withdraw this in the end.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Grant writers, Cheryl?
Good morning, Commissioners.
Right, Cheryl.
Today I present you with an award for 7 individual contracts to Cass Contracting for demolition projects. The first one, $23,222 for 341 West Monterey Avenue, Gerardville. $6,900 for 7 Mentor Road, Bryan Township. Then the next 3 are all in West Monterey Township, $6,500 for 4 Newtown Road, $7,500 for 411 Mount Olive Boulevard, $7,500 for 1157 West Lloyd Street. Then the next 2 are Monterey City, $52,000 for 504 West Market Street, $59,000 for 512 to 514 West Center Street. And the next is 2 individual contracts to Trendsetters Investment LLC for demo projects, $38,880 for 7 to 9 West Ogden Street, Gerardville, $10,200 for 207 West Arlington Street, Shenandoah. Award a contract in the amount of $10,700 to Bederick Excavating for a demo project at 257 Mount Olive Boulevard, West Monterey Township. Award another contract in the amount of $45,875 to Affordable Construction for a demo project at 2 Sunbury Street, Minersville. Award a contract in the amount of $52,774 to J. Phillips Excavating and Hauling for a CDBG project at the J.E. Morgan Park in West Penn Township. Approve a revision to the 2021 CDBG program, moving $28,260.56 from the Butler Township Streets line item to the Housing Rehab line item. The next one, we do need to change the amount. We received a new number from our consultant. Approve a revision to the 2022 CDBG program, moving $28,475 from the Butler Township Housing Rehab line item to the Spring Street line item. Thank you.
2 quick questions. The 2 in Monterey City, they're very substantially higher than the rest of those major projects there, 52,000 and 59,000.
They are major projects, and they also do require restoration.
Oh, I mean, the joint buildings?
Yes,
Oh,
correct.
okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. It just, they just seem, compared to the rest, were pretty substantial, but that, okay, that makes sense. Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you. Children and youth, Holly?
Morning, Holly.
Good morning. We have one item today. We're asking approval for an agreement with Bond Venture, Flanders, New Jersey, for local weekly church bulletin advertising related to the ongoing foster recruitment campaign with the term period of May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025, and a total cap in this term of $1,872.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Linda Turner's office? Oh, no, sorry.
Nia.
Nia.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
The Treasurer's Office is sending in their report for the month of March 2024, and all ending balances are $93,467,713.59 for all accounts combined.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
County Administrator, Dave Redder.
Okay, on behalf of Tax Claim Bureau, approval request for 96 private sale bids pursuant to 72 PS 5860.613. And approval requested to the option agreements of the land bank to purchase parcel 48-08-0023-003 in East Street, Monterey City at the April 29th judicial sale. The total bid shall be $100 plus UPI fees and recording fees. The Monterey Area School District and the Borough of Monterey City both consent and agree to the sale of land to the land bank.
Paul, finances?
Commissioners, good morning. There are 3 budget adjustments listed on your agenda today. All 3 budget adjustments are for the current year, and they have been posted outside the board.
Thank you. Human Resources.
Yes, Commissioners, in the prison, we have the promotion of Matthew Rose to lieutenant, the rate is $67,837.77, effective 4/11/24, coming from correction officer. In Human Services, the appointment of Marlene Scheid, case A, and for the volunteer program, rate is 15.7401, effective 5/6/24. In tax assessment, transfer Carol Federoff to the position map technician, the rate is 15.7769, effective 4/29/24, going from office support secretarial. That's per union contract. In children and youth, the appointment of Daniel Trojan as county caseworker 1, the rate is 20.9412, effective 5/13/24. That is per the union contract. All appointments pending drug test and physical. All actions involving salary or for positions being created or pending salary board approval. In addition, we have 3 informational items. In the District Justice, the appointment of Elijah Krebs as an MDJ Assistant 1, effective 5/6/24 per the contract. And in Platana Terry's office, the appointment of Amanda Mabry, Clerk 3, effective 4/29/24 per union contract. And in District Attorney's office, the appointment of Faith Eckley as a clerk, temporary, effective 5/20/24, that is a per diem position.
And then the only motion you need is on the first one for Matthew Rose. That's true. Okay, can I have a motion for the prison for promotion of Matthew Rose?
So moved. Second?
The question?
Commissioner Fedora,
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington,
Yes.
Commissioner Hess.
Yes.
Thank you, Tony. Any new business? Gary wants to speak.
Yeah, I just want to make an announcement on Monday, which is April 22nd. The county and the county commissioners will be holding its 9th annual youth summit at Penn State Schuylkill. Again, we open that if you'd like to stop by and see what the youth of our county is actually working on. All 14 schools within the county are invited. I think most of them will be in attendance. Usually there's about 125 to 130 students attending. We formulated this a number of years ago, and actually 12 years ago, and 3 years we've been in hiatus prior to this. Last year was the first we rebooted because of the COVID. Some things that they're going to be looking at, and the main intent of the Youth Summit, before I tell you what's going to happen on Monday, is to engage, equip, and support our young people. It was formulated because of the reasoning. You hear a lot of young people that there's nothing here, we're gonna move, and hopefully we wanna make sure that we can give them the opportunities that there is success right here. But we need them to move up into different positions after they graduate, go to college, come back here, raise a family, and do it very successfully. To move, whether it's in business, public service, in the community service, all different angles of this program. And it has definitely seen some real good success out of it. This year, we're actually doing something different, where we usually have a panel discussion of professionals and the students are asking questions. Actually, we're having the students, a number of students up on the stage, and actually asking them questions on things of what's going on today. How would you handle it? What would you look to do? And also get the whole group into their input on what they feel the progression and future of Schuylkill County is. Another one which falls right in the line of our open space plan, which we're in the workings of that. Naturally, a lot of recreation and so forth is done by a lot of youth, but it's done by many ages, young and old. So it's give them the opportunity to give input on that plan moving forward. So if anyone is interested at any time from between 9 and 2 at Penn State Schuylkill, you're more than welcome to stop by, see what's going on, and so forth. So again, I'd like to thank the commissioners and everyone else. We have an advisory board that actually oversees it, along with Schuylkill County Vision, which is our facilitator, which does an excellent job from year to year. And again, our advisory board and facilitator isn't to tell the students what to do or to lecture to them. We want to get input from them, and that has been the main intent. So that will be on Monday. So hopefully the press can get there and definitely come down and see some good things in action from our young people.
And then also, I just want to echo what Gary said, it's gonna be my first time attending it, and I'm looking forward to it, because we gotta get our youth involved in Schuylkill County, so they stay here, raise family here, and they can have a good career here. So it's just a good thing to do for the community, so I'm looking forward to it on Monday. Gary's been a champion of it for years, so I'm looking forward to it.
It's all been said. I attended the first time last year and saw the kids from my local high school, North Schuylkill, and they were very pleased to see, and they had a great experience and went back with some ideas for what they can do is make a difference back in North Schuylkill. So I think it's a great program. And I once again, Mr. Hess, this has been one of his projects for many years.
It's been, I always said it's in a combined effort.
Yeah.
This is, when you work together, it attains success, and definitely, this summit and getting the youth involved, has definitely, I've seen it, just from other organizations, not just that it started from Youth Summit, but things that have done, the chamber picked up, or the manufacturers, and basically started some programs to what the students were saying. So, it is a good thing, and appreciate all of us, working together to make that happen.
One of the presenters is going to be a group from the, what's called the manufacturing, which is a competition took place Monday night down in Berks County, that sort of extension to try to get more high schools, more high school kids involved in that competition each year. Once again, not everybody has to go and get a four-year college degree. We had a Boy Scout thing on Sunday, and the young man's going to go, Thaddeus Stevens is studying auto mechanics, so there's lots of good manufacturing jobs in this area, and we want to promote it, make sure the kids understand that and recognize that, take advantage of it. So.
And then I also just want to make note that the next commissioner meeting will be held on Thursday, April 25th, 2024 at 10 a.m. because of election day. So, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Salary board, report of any executive sessions?
There were none.
Public comment?
Jeff Dunkel, Palo Alto. It's good to hear finally Gary say it's great for all three of you to work together. Haven't heard that in quite a few years. So hopefully it's not just on this, it starts to be on other things. Again, related to salary, is Mr. Hatter receiving a salary to work from home yet? And how long is that gonna be? Is this gonna be an open-ended investigation? Last time there was an investigation done, it was told who did it, if it was internally, if it was Eckert Siemens, if it was an outside source. This one's all hush hush. Is it just gonna go on for a couple of weeks, swept under the rug, and then he's coming back? Or is it gonna be like Rakoski's where he leaves and then you find him another job somewhere else? What's gonna go on here with this? I think the women involved, and I think the women in that office deserve to know. I think the women in all the courthouse deserve to know. It's a trend in this courthouse and it's disturbing. Also, Larry, you brought up a suspension has ended after today's 940 days. That's sort of mind-blowing, but are they going to be reinstated at their previous salaries? Are they getting their previous jobs back? When's this occurring? What?
Can't talk about personnel.
Okay. So lifting a suspension isn't personnel issues?
What?
Lifting the
The
suspension?
details of it, lifting.
Okay. So it is in fact lifted no matter what?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other public comment for salary board? Human resources, personnel actions.
Yes, commissioners, in the prison, we have set salary for Matthew Rose as a lieutenant, rate is $67,837.77, effective 4/11/24. In human services, set salary for Marlene Scheit, case aide in the volunteer program, the rate is 15.7401. The effective date is 5/6/24. And finally, in the district attorney's office, set salary for Faith Eckley as a clerk temporary, the rate is $12 an hour, effective 5/20/24, that is per diem.
Okay, so can we have a motion for salary board for the prison to set the salary for Matthew Rose?
So moved.
Second?
Any question?
Commissioner Fedora?
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington?
Yes.
Commissioner Hess?
Yes.
Second Deputy Controller Copeland? Yes.
Any new business? Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Mr. Money.
You said other counties. an ordinance